What's going on, everybody? This is Rawstar, and you're listening to the Misfit Effect, y'all. Today, as always, we have my wonderful, beautiful, spectacular, bubbly, always juicy co-host, the beautiful Sarah Lace.
Hey, thanks for that introduction, Rostai. So today we're actually introducing this goddess of a MILF. I won't take too long introducing her, but I will say, at least from what I've seen, she just had a recent 2023 debut, but she has already made the charts. She has already been nominated for 2024 AVN Hottest Newcomer, but let me just let her introduce herself. The gorgeous Krystal Sparks.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Krystal Sparks here in Las Vegas. And yeah, I guess that nomination, that's the second one in a row. Let's see if I get it this time.
Hey, it's bound
Thank
to
you for having me.
So,
happen, you
so
know.
please tell us about yourself. So who are you?
I am a MILF that lives in Las Vegas. I am married to my wonderful husband who also does most of my online stuff as far as editing and all that. So we also work together. Um, I'm obsessed with plants and I work out at the gym 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 times out of the week. I like staying in shape and trying to eat healthy. Um, I worked for a biochemist before getting in the adult industry, very much into taking the type of supplements our body actually needs and the way they should be taken. So that was fun learning about all that. Um, yeah, I
You
like to have fun and I like to make stuff that other people enjoy. That, where we share that, we have that in common. So it's just a
so
good time.
Two things. So these are out of order because we recorded a few just because of the holidays are coming up. And like the person we interviewed last, they're also a biochemist.
Ah,
Yeah.
So
well,
we're
just to set the record straight, I am not a biochemist. I worked for
I'm
a
sorry. Let me
biochemist, but
rephrase
yeah,
this.
no, no.
They have a degree in biochemistry.
Oh, nice. Very.
And
I.
they worked in that field too. So I'm like, oh, we got we got two smart people coming on the podcast making my little degree feel like I'm dumb. So yeah.
Oh, oh. I'm actually honestly surprised with how many people I meet in the adult industry who, before getting into it, they have all these crazy college degrees and brains, and it's just like, it really goes to show people don't know anything below the surface when it comes to us. They just assume,
Absolutely.
they assume they see it all right there on the screen when it's so that could not be further from the truth.
Yeah, because like not to bring up certain people, but like there's some people who were, like teachers and then some people who like I'm like, you did what before you came in the industry?
Mhm.
Okay. I mean
I
like
just found someone that used to be a lawyer before she became a porn star, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
hey,
there you go.
girl.
Yeah, the teacher thing I don't find so far-fetched. Teachers and nurses, those ladies are freaks. So that kind of, to me, being in the lifestyle and getting to know people in those professions. Oh, my husband and I are in the lifestyle. We are swingers, if that's what they still call it. But yeah, we see teachers in the club and I won't give away any secrets, but it's like she came out to have a good time.
Exactly.
That's not too far fetched, but
on
yeah,
on a side
we
note,
have brains.
have you been on an upside down pineapple cruise?
No, I have not. No, but I hear it's a blast.
I went on my first cruise this year, and
Okay.
that's when I learned about when I was there. So I'm like, yeah, like this isn't an upside down pineapple one, but you should attend one of those. And I'm like, I don't I think I think I would feel so like it's like I know a lot of swingers, but I've
Mhm.
never been a swinger myself, and I just feel like I would be so like, is this because I'm so cautious in general with consent and stuff like that. And I know some people wouldn't care. like I feel bad sometimes just like watching some people have sex, and it's kind of like, can is it okay? Is it cool? I don't want to mess up your rhythm, but
Is everyone okay with this?
is it
Right?
cool? Because like chicken
Like, should
tea,
I
like
leave?
yeah, there's a lot of times like when this this swinging person down here
Mhm.
is randomly having sex in the room I'm in, and I slowly just quietly leave the room. No, you sit down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done that before because it's like, mind you, if I'm starting to get intimate in front of you and I know that you like to watch, I'm basically going to like let you watch and or dom you in the process, just a little bit.
Yes, I think that's a pretty common thing. I also we haven't been active on it in, oh, maybe 6 months. We've been so busy, but we had Swing Shots live from the Red Rooster, a podcast.
Okay.
And that came up more than anything, single men in the lifestyle, who they're like, oh, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to assume anything and blah, blah, blah. If a couple is doing anything, and first of all, you have access to them, like the door's not closed completely or they're not hiding somewhere, they probably want you there. But just to err on the side of caution, just say, hey, is it cool if I watch? Hey, is it cool if I get closer? Hey, is it cool? They will tell you. Usually it's the husband that speaks up, like the wife is like, say no or say yes, but then the husband will say, come on, man. Yeah. But if they're there and you can see them, chances are they either want you to watch or are hoping you will ask to join. But consent is the biggest thing in the lifestyle as well. So I actually, being a female in the lifestyle, appreciate you saying that you are overly cautious with that.
Well, it's also because like I've been around this damn industry for a long, long, long time, and like I'm so 'cause I know people who feel so discomfort with them like having sex if it's not on camera, whatever, and like they're really intimate. And I heard this like some people say like if it's fully open, is open to watch. If it's cracked, you can knock to see if you can enter. If it's closed, do not come in.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
what I was told. But the thing is, like, still, even if I'm there, I'm like, because like there was one I went to, like, and people were standing around watching someone go, but they were just jerking off, and like I've been on like a lot of random places where people having sex. I've never been so close to somebody, like not as not a performer, like just someone like I've never been next to someone who just randomly just whipped the dick off and start jacking off right next to me. It just and I think it's like I'm not looking at this man's dick, but it's kind of like I'm looking at people having sex. I'm watching this, but I can see in
Yeah.
my peripheral this man
I
doing
can
like this. I'm
I
like,
can
Right.
feel the floor vibrating, man.
Yes.
I'm like, I can see your hand doing the jack motion, and I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with you, and you're using the hand I'm in your shoulder with. So this hand is moving, and it's rubbing, it's like it's doing like this, and it's rubbing.
I do feel sorry for single men in the lifestyle. I really do. But yeah. Yeah, just ask and they'll be the first to say no if they're not comfortable with it.
I mean, I know, it's just, but I'm always doing it,
Yeah.
and like,
See, that is what I like, at least the swinger clubs that have the actual like hook on the door,
Mm,
where you can actually like have it hooked open or closed that will show you like if that person is allowing people to come into the room, even to just stand around and watch,
yeah.
or if the gate is essentially closed and you can only stand behind the doorway and watch.
Yeah, I like that idea too. I think they should all have rooms like that. Are you talking about like the chain with the hook where it's like obvious, don't go past this if it's closed?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I think every club has, like most of them in Vegas anyways, they
Mm-hmm.
have rooms where you can either close the door or leave it open. But you're right. What if you want to go into that room? Because like the club I most often frequent,
Mm-hmm.
they have an orgy room.
Yeah.
So if you, and then that thing is like, yeah, you can all come in, you can all watch, jerk off, whatever you want to do, but you can't come onto this bed unless I point at you and I say, you come here, you know? So
Yeah,
until
exactly.
someone says that, they're not supposed to go up there. But I do think the chain is a good idea just because of the confusion. If you're not familiar and you are a single man walking in for the first time, or even a couple, um, and you walk into that orgy room, how do you know they're supposed to point at you and invite you up first? Rather, you know, it can cause a lot of confusion. So I like the chain idea too. Since you said that, I may actually
The only
say, hey,
thing,
like, why don't
the
we
only
do this to
thing,
a couple of rooms? Like other places do it. I think that's a great idea.
one thing that
I think the
would
Green Door does that, don't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they have.
Hmm.
the only thing that
So,
would scare me, like, with some of these places, because the thing is, like, as you said, as a single person, because I've always seen, like, yeah, couples are this much, single women are is like almost nothing, depending. It's like free sometimes, and
Hmm.
then like the male is way more than a couple because he's coming by himself, and they don't want a whole bunch of ding dongs, which I understand
Hmm.
completely. And it's
Hmm.
like as a single male coming there, it's kind of like since I don't know anybody, it's kind of like okay, should I even like I don't know, like for me it's always about in the back of my brain is like I don't want to ask somebody and then get told no multiple times. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Then I just go in my little corner and just say, okay, I'm here.
oh,
I will say though, that is why they have like meet and greet like hours, kind of like a happy hour kind of thing, where before the party really starts, we'll go with, between 7 8 p.m. People get to go there early, get to chit chat,
yeah,
see the vibes before they go out and start actually doing whatever they want to do.
totally,
So,
totally.
yeah.
And yeah, I think the clubs here in Vegas are they're I call them more social clubs than
Mhm.
swinging clubs because they are set up with the tables and the dance floor and the DJ. And you know, you can't we have lots of couples that actually come in and don't even play with anyone. Like
Yeah.
they just when they're drinking, they want to take their top off and no one like say, you
Yeah.
can't do that, you know. I like to get naked when I'm drinking. So that was when I first started going there before I was actually in the lifestyle, just hanging out with friends.
Mhm.
That was what I went there for. I like to get naked when I drink, and I've been kicked out of a few bars for doing that when you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm so hot and ripping my clothes off, and they're like, man, you're gonna have to leave. But yeah, a lot of them are more social clubs. Now I mentioned the Green Door. That is a place where a lot of people will meet at the bar next door and drink and talk because that club
Mhm.
is not set up for social hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, people do appreciate that because, and that's what I like about the club that we go to is you don't feel the pressure to play. Like
Mhm.
if you don't know anyone, so single guys will come up to me all the time. I mean, my posters are on the wall, so they kind of, you know, oh, she must work here. And I'm like, just introduce yourself, have a drink, offer to, you know, if you have some good tequila or whatever, offer them a shot of your alcohol or whatever you want, you know, sit down and talk to them. You don't have to, it's not a forceful,
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
know.
Yeah.
I know it's just like, you're in the mindset because like depending on how much it is, you feel that
Mhm.
you want to do at least something.
I see
Especially
what
if,
you mean.
especially like, and like
Yeah.
I know more so like, and people have told me before, like, that first time you might be more timid not to do anything. This is a female telling me this. You might be more tempted to not do anything at all just to get a feel of the
Mhm.
environment. But I also have
Mhm.
heard that some people don't like loosey loose to sit there and do nothing, you know.
Oh,
And I've heard that too. And for me, it's like I'm more of a I'm more of a titty sucker than that person who just jumps in and have sex with everybody. So I would be okay with just that, but I also feel like I'm too mindful about, what's okay and
mm.
what's not okay that I would mess around and go there and not touch anybody. You know,
Mhm.
Single men do not have it easy in the lifestyle, for
Yeah.
sure.
gotta
I
find.
feel like, see, for a single girl, it would be so much easier to go in and have some fun and, basically have other people going up to you and asking if you want to join the little fun, but I don't know. I feel like it's obviously there's like reasons why to it, of course, but it's also like I kind of like that pretty girl privilege, like going to the swingers club and just flirting with a bunch of random people, being like, "Hi, I'm Sarah. What's your name? What are y'all up to tonight?
See, I don't,
How
I
are
don't, I
The
don't, I don't have privilege. I don't have pretty girl privilege. You know,
difference between a single girl and a single man in the
yeah, I have
lifestyle
a
right there.
bro?"
my voice is too deep to try to pull off. Hi, how you doing?
And mind you, I do go with my man, so we do actually like have like we go swing with other couples and not really like with single people, but still like there is that difference between just guys and girls going in and having some alone fun.
And how long you been actually doing the lifestyle? Did you say?
Oh, I've been in the lifestyle now for I think almost 8 years.
Okay.
8 years, seven for sure. But I moved to Vegas about 8 years ago, and my friend at the time, who is now my husband, he's been in the lifestyle for 25 years.
Jesus. Okay.
So he knew everything. And
Yeah.
he kind of taught me he taught me everything. I started going there with him just as friends, and I was so scared the first time I walked in. Like I was like, oh my, and I wasn't in the industry or anything at that time. The most I had done was a little camming just for fun,
Mhm.
you know. And I thought there were going to be people just everywhere having sex, this massive orgy. I was going to, as soon as I walked in, I was going to get pulled into it. And I walk in and it's more like a bar. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, cool. We could just have a drink and talk to people, get to know people. But that was the very beginning, 7 to 8 years ago, we'll say. And and now I work in porn.
I get it. See, it's definitely freeing.
Yes, it is. That's
That's freeing. Both swing the lifestyle and porn, both freeing.
yep, I agree. It's sort of why I got into both of them.
Mhm.
So before that, I mean, I felt uncomfortable taking my clothes off with the lights on. I
I,
was raised in such a
I,
strict household, you know.
I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this in the most uncreepy way. I don't see any. I've seen your pictures. I don't see any reason why you should feel uncomfortable taking
Oh,
your clothes off. It's a beautiful sight.
well,
Mhm,
thank you very much.
absolutely.
Well, thank you. I think it more had to do with the fact that eh, how I was raised, it was very shameful. It was very, um, like ladies
Mhm.
don't do that. If you have any respect for yourself, you don't have sex until you're married type thing. Like, why would you do that? We weren't allowed to wear as females in my family, black or red dresses because my mom said those were for whores, like those colors. So it was very toxic now that I'm older
Mhm.
and I know that. But yeah, I was dabbling in camming to try and get to know myself and my sexuality and to become more comfortable with it. And then I found out, okay, well, I really like this. So it turns out I'm an exhibitionist 100%. And then I got with my husband and he introduced me to the lifestyle and all this stuff. And it was just like, he told me, he's like, you can do whatever you want and there's no shame in it. What are some of your like deepest, darkest fantasies? And he's like pulling this information out of me. And at first I was like, no, 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 I can't tell you that. I don't want anyone to know that stuff. And he eventually got it out of me. And we started off by having sex in like the car on the side of a highway with cars passing by. And I'm just like, we're going to get arrested. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get caught. And we never did. So I got more and more comfortable with stuff like that. And then, yeah, and it is very freeing. That's a perfect explanation for it.
I think a lot of that
You're
stuff
like
right there though
really live
it's the thrill, like the chance you can get caught makes it more makes it more better. That's not English. Makes it more fun because
Yes.
it's like, yeah. We can get caught doing this, but F it. Yes, yes, you know.
You'll have a good story if you do, I guess.
Oh, if I've heard
in
stories from my friends that are a lot sometimes.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. I mind you, I have mentioned this story before, so this actually has to do kind of with that. Um, we were coming back from a swingers club one night, and I wasn't even that like tipsy or anything, but I was just really horny, and we didn't really play there a lot. We just kind of teased each other. So I was horny on the way back. I started sucking his dick and just slipped off my panties and started riding him till I squirted. And we ended up dead getting pulled over by cops just because the speed limit changed and we had it on cruise control.
Oh no, I'd be
No, getting
mortified.
fucking in the car.
What did you do though? Like when you saw the lights behind you, were you on top of him when you saw that?
Yes. Mind you, we had both just came. Like we had both just came. So it was a quick like come down, you know. So I obviously like hop out his seat and into my, you know, put my seatbelt back on, try to help him pull up his pants and as he's like pulling over.
Oh,
And luckily, somehow, by the grace, like we did not end up actually getting caught for that. We just for the speed limit, and he gave us a warning.
nice.
That could have been a completely different ending, but no, like it came out to be a good story.
Look,
That's perfect.
like
Yeah.
what are you in here for? Man, I was up here having sex going 16 or 45. Did you come at least? Yeah, I squirted. Your car's
Mhm.
wet.
Exactly.
Why does it look like you peed yourself?
Yeah, it would be more so on him because like he was
But he was sitting in a puddle of squirt for the next 30 minutes too. Like it was a drive.
he was
That
Well,
was
like
that
definitely a
he was
fun.
like that haven't happened to me yet, so I'm still like listening to the crazy stories that of my friends.
oh,
See, but that's the fun part about swingers clubs. Even if you don't actually go and interact with other people, that'll get you frisky enough for when you get home. You know, even
well,
if you don't find someone that you actually like want to do stuff with that evening, you still got your partner. You still have some fun together.
100%. I mean, there are plenty of times where I'm playing with someone else at the club and my husband is just watching, and then we go home and have our fun together after that.
Yeah,
Or he'll just tell the other guy to leave when he's done, and then we have even more fun because it just makes
yeah,
it. I tell people that when they have questions about that, like, well, how does it work when you bring someone else in? Blah blah blah. They're your toy. They're
yeah.
your live human sex doll. That's what it is. You have your husband or your wife or whatever, your partner, and whoever else comes in, they're your toy. You have the true fun after they've left. Because then you're both you and your husband are all hot and turned on and yeah, it takes it to a whole new level in our experience.
See, I think one thing that I could benefit, like just from like me myself, if I was with somebody, because like people know this, like I'm about like 70% asexual. So I'm
Mhm.
not really like rushing out to try to have sex with a lot of people. So it doesn't like I don't even think about doing it as much. So that rest of that 70% that I don't give whoever I'm with or who I would
Mhm.
be with, they can have their fun. They can still, get whatever. Because like it's not something that like because like for me it's like I see sex as, you only do it if you're trying to have a kid. Or you get forced into it by somebody when you're trying to watch television. And
You make that sound so terrible, okay?
I don't know.
The look in her face when you said that, like, what are you confessing to right now, Rasta?
I'm just
No.
talking about somebody in the call. And yeah, so that's why I feel that it could be beneficial or whatever. So don't act all innocent over there, my friend. But
I
yeah,
am innocent, okay? I am innocent
There are
because
lots of people
there was
who
no
look at it that
forcing
way.
done. No forcing done. I just dabbed him a little bit, but he wanted it. He consented to every single thing he got.
It sounds like it.
Right?
Okay,
Exactly. Even by the way that he's blushing right now.
I'm
Okay.
just laughing. I am black. I do not blush. This is my natural.
I'm black. I don't blush.
Oh,
This
Come
this is
on.
this is
he
this is this
doesn't sunburn either.
this is my
Right?
natural. This is my natural aura.
You even if you don't have any color in your cheeks, which you do, your facial expression is just showing I'm blushing all over, but we
Absolutely.
won't give it away.
You guys can't see him, but we've got him blushing right now. He's just laughing speechlessly.
Oh, that's too funny.
Well, I am muting
But
myself because my gardener's in the backyard, so I keep muting myself too. So it's
Okay,
there.
that
It's
makes more
like
sense.
the silence is that too. So no.
But it's like,
Question though, I do want to ask you a quick question. You said you were a plant lover. What plants do you have? I'm being
oh,
nosy now.
I have over the last time I counted, it was 257,
Jesus
but
Christ.
I haven't counted in a few weeks and I have gotten more plants. I actually just ordered there was this plant sale. It was insane. Like I collect plants, tropical plants, rare collector plants from all over the world. And I just one of the plant stores online just had a sale where like $100 plants, everything was $9.99.
Oh wow.
So I ordered, like, some of them are huge. And
mhm.
so I looked at my husband the other morning in bed and I was like, do you mind if I get another plant? And he goes, really? And I was like, no, look, they're having this crazy sale. Like, this like never happens. Look, this plant is $300 and it's on sale for $9. And he's like, okay. And I was like, really? And then he's like, yeah, you can get $100 worth. And I was like, $100 worth?
Right?
I
Yeah,
was
that's
just gonna
okay.
get one, but okay, here we go. And yeah, so I mean, I couldn't even begin to list them. I have all of the like the fiddle leaf fig, the snake plant, the devil's ivies. I have every variation of those. I have variegated plants from monsteras. I have the monstera albo, the monstera time constellation, the just regular green monstera, I guess. So and I'm currently obsessed with oh gosh, I'm gonna forget what they're called now. Anyways, I
You
could
just a
go
regular
on and on
botanist
and
over there. I
on.
For
mean,
real.
like,
Not
I
just
have
a biochemist, but a botanist too.
I did want to go to school for that, but it turns out at the time when I was in my 20s, botanists didn't they don't make so much money. But now there's all of these jobs surrounding plants, like plant designers, where people are hired to go into people's businesses and homes and pick out certain plants for that environment and blah blah blah. I could bore you to death with that stuff, but
oh no, I
it
find it
is
interesting, but this is hilarious. The only class I got an F in high school was botany.
really.
And because I was always late to the class. Like it was like I was in the on the news team for school. And news team
Mhm.
was third period. My botany was fourth period. So I used to always come late because I was editing for video for the news stuff. And the thing is like I found it very, very hard. I still struggle now. I have four plants and
Mhm.
two of them two of them probably really hate me. One of them is one of them is new and it's questioning my existence. And the other one is still a baby and I think it gets the most love. But like it's three snake plants and a orchid. And
Oh,
the orchid is the newest one. Someone just brought me the orchid as a housewarming gift because I just moved here. And the two older snake plants are just like, God help me.
I would say, if you would like me to tell you, I would say that the most important thing with the snake plants, only water those things like once, or I would actually say once every 2 months. People kill snake plants because they water them too often, and they are really, really drought tolerant. Like that's why you see them in so many places, like malls and stores and stuff, because you don't really have to take care of them. Just water them once every like 2 months, and and dust their leaves. A lot of people don't dust their leaves, so they can't get the sun they need and photosynthesize, and so they die, or get all weak and frail and ugly looking. In orchids, that is like, in my experience, one of the most difficult plants to keep alive. Like I literally just threw one away today because I'm tired of wasting so much time on it. But you either get one that likes your environment, or you don't. And I mean, I have 3 humidifiers in my house. I have plant lights everywhere except for regular house lights. They're grow lights. Like
Mhm.
I've switched all the regular light bulbs out with grow lights. So, but everyone's house is different. And in the years of me and all my plants, I have learned that you either get along with my environment or you don't. And if you don't, I don't have time to try and figure you out.
That's interesting because I was
So,
I
told
love
like
that.
I have an app on my phone that the performer who actually convinced me to get plants, and told me to get, and I think that one tells me to water my snake plants every 21 days, and
yeah,
that's
well, I'd say that's about it. I mean, no, okay. So I spoke too soon. As I was thinking 20, I was thinking 2 months for some reason still. But no, those plants or those apps are awful. They're absolutely awful. I'm trying to find a new one every single time I see one. I'll download it, and I look through my test for the app is always take a picture of one of my plants, because they have like, oh, what plant is this?
yeah.
Yeah.
I take a picture of one of my plants, and every single app I've ever come across with the plants, it gives me the wrong plant.
I
It's like, oh,
use
this is a blah blah blah, and it's like, what? No, it's not. This is a basic house plant, and they get them wrong so often that, I mean, it's, I don't know how they do them, but I would love to work with someone
I
to make
have
one that
I
actually.
use Planta, and I used Platin, Platin. Those are the two I've
Yes.
used. And
The
Planta is the main one I use though.
um I'm not sure if I've tried that one. I'll have to give it a try. But the plant in one, I just deleted yesterday.
Yeah, I don't like that's the one I had just downloaded and I'm not a fan of.
Like,
But
but
Planta was the one beforehand, and since
mhm,
I seen one of my snake plants suffering, and I don't know if it's just because self-care, of myself, because I don't dust as you said.
mhm.
Um, that's probably on me. I should probably dust the plant more. I mean, I give it water, and
Do you,
I
are
make
the
sure.
leaves standing up straight? Are they hard?
Some of them are like there's a few that are just
Is it hard?
Oh, again,
some of them are getting against the lane, but most of them are hard.
we don't. Well, that's good. We like them hard. Um, but yeah, it's really, like I say, about every 2 months. That's only because I was over watering my snake plants. I was treating them the same as all my other plants.
Mhm.
And so they kept dying. And I'm like, this plant is supposed to be so easy. And the leaves were getting soft and like leaning over. They weren't standing up straight. And so it was getting root rot. That's, it was holding on to too much water, and it wasn't in the right soil, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's different and every house is different. So if you feel like they're happy, then leave it alone. And if you don't, I just like to experiment, move it to a different place, water it more often, less often, and see how it reacts. Plants, like, it's really fascinating to me. That's why I love it so much. Is plants will tell you what they need. You just have to sort of pay attention because they can't talk. So if they start drooping or whatever in one spot, move it to another spot. Maybe it needs more light.
I've
I don't want to turn
seen
this into a plant podcast, but
I've seen Little Shop of Horrors. If my plant starts talking, I'll be mortified.
Oh my God. Speaking of talking, I actually talk to my plants, especially when I'm watering them. Like if they start drooping a little bit before I water them again, I go and start talking to them like, oh, you're being so dramatic and this, and that. And it just looks at me like they better not talk back.
well, it is interesting, the scientific research they've done most recently with how people say oh, you talk to your plants, or why do you talk to your plants? They can't hear you, blah, blah, blah. They can't hear you per se, but they pick up on energy and vibration.
Yeah,
I
And
think
it's
that's
been
it. Yeah.
proven. And they talk to each other, you doing the same
exactly.
thing. This whole network underground, it's insane. But
I think
yeah,
yeah. I think if they're talking
Right?
together, they're cussing me out in the living
there's
room right now. They're telling me.
Imagine, probably. But yeah, I definitely
I
a
just
lot of
moved to this
studies.
location where I live at now, and I moved
Mhm.
two of them closer to the door, to the screen, like to the light. Because it used to be I used to live in my house, and it was like one was off to the side, whatever, and the other two were like right next to my television sets, television set rather. And it was just like, okay, I'll make sure you drink. And that's all I can
Right,
say.
exactly. You're just like, I'll just water you.
But
Put the
I tried to get one of those things that where you put in the thing and it says how much water they have, and it doesn't
Mhm.
work. But like as you said,
Yeah, no.
we didn't talk like a whole bunch about plants. Let's talk about your career really quick to make sure we do talk about. So,
yeah. We turned it into a plant podcast
no,
successfully.
I
no,
love
look,
that.
I'm gonna tell you something really quick. We always talk like try to like talk bring out the person's personality on here. Like we did an entire podcast talking about food with somebody once. Like literally food. That was
Yeah.
the entire hour and 10 minutes was just talking about
Wow.
food. Yeah. Yeah, because that's their personality. Like your
That's
personality,
what they like.
when I brought up plants. Like I saw the joy that went through your entire face. It was more joy than talking about the swingers thing. It was like so much like energy. Just let me tell you about my plants. And like honestly, I can sit in a like for an hour to hear you talk about your other plants. It's interesting because that's your passion.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
but we do gotta talk about some sex just a little bit. You
A
know,
little bit.
let's talk about a little bit of sex. And so far in in your time in industry, into a year and a half, what has been the most fun for you so far?
Hmm. Um, I think the most fun that I have is probably doing things like the AVN Expo or meeting new people in the industry. Um, I remember the first one I ever went to, I turned to my husband and I said, "Oh my God, I found my people." Like everyone I met, they were all so nice and welcoming, and there was no judgment. Like, there's something for everybody, and so there's room for everybody. But I think that's the most fun. Besides shooting, I also love shooting OnlyFans content
Mhm.
because my husband films all that. So we get to blend a little bit of the lifestyle in. We don't all play together, of course. He's just there directing. But we get to do that afterwards. So that I like to mix. I like to bring the lifestyle into my profession because to me that's probably the most fun of it.
Mhm.
Professional shoots. I know my husband's going to be watching that when it comes out, and oh, I think a few weeks ago the latest one came out, and he was watching it, and then we started messing around while he watched it. That was really hot. So
Ah,
yeah, I think the
sounds
most
awesome.
fun is making sure that we keep it real as far as our fun and get to have fun together through that. I guess
Mhm.
that's also a
Yeah.
lot of fun. So yeah, I'd say probably when a lot of us are together and I get to meet new people, like we have the parties coming up this week. I'm really excited for that. And then
Are you coming here? Are you coming here for the nomination parties?
yes, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
There is a
So
small possibility that I might be there Thursday.
oh,
I have to pick up somebody on Thursday. So if they let me free, I'll go to the AVN nomination party.
such a secret.
They let me free.
Oh,
Goodness.
well, they're coming back from Morocco.
Oh,
So yeah.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
So
Okay.
Lovely.
so if
Y'all have a
I'm
lot to talk about then.
so it depends. Cause yeah, so otherwise I will because I have not. I think I've only missed one AVN party in the past like 4 or 5, like since 2019. So
Wow.
I'm usually always there with some random performer that no, like I went there with one performer once, and then every other time I'm on the red carpet with somebody, they just wanted somebody to take a picture with. So I'm like in the picture with
Oh
them, like,
my
hey,
God.
I'm not their date, but they're with me.
There's like, who's that guy you're with?
Right? Like
No, a lot of people know
completely
who I
random.
no, a lot of people know who I am, but it's just like I'm usually like at these events, I'm usually on the other side, like I'm taking the pictures. So I'm usually the
Mhm.
cameraman at like have you been to X3?
No.
So X3 is the it's like the conventions, like it's Exotica and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm usually taking pictures of that. When it comes to XRCO, I'm usually on the photographer role taking pictures. So I'm usually the one behind the camera, and I rarely jump. Like even on this, like y'all two are being seen. My face is not being seen right now. It's like I'm
Oh,
Mhm.
usually the one always behind the camera, and I'm okay with that. But it also gives me a huge network of people who know who I am, but the world
Mhm.
doesn't know who I am. So it's always like
so mysterious.
Exactly.
I love being behind the camera now because I'm not. No one wants to see this on camera. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And but no, I have a lot of fun. And like hopefully I might cross your path Thursday. If not,
Nice.
I will be at I should be at XBiz in some capacity. I've never been to AVN. So
Oh, you haven't? I
I've
was going to
been
say
I've been
you look,
nominated. I've been
oh,
nominated twice.
Mhm.
but you've
Yeah.
never been?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Huh.
I tried to convince him, but honestly, I'm not going this coming year either. So
Okay.
maybe for the
Well,
next year, I'll try to.
you'll be here having sex. But
That's true.
He's gonna like see they always stay at my home during
Mhm.
all the award seasons and stuff, or
Mhm.
what event that goes on in LA. And I know she's staying like a couple more weeks afterwards because she
Mhm.
wants to do a lot of filming because she's not from LA. She's gonna be
Mhm.
doing a lot of filming while she's out here.
Nice.
So
Like in
my
content
my
and
house is gonna become a whorehouse, a
mm,
whore home for a few
for
weeks.
home.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. I don't
I did
curse. I don't curse, but like she says it all in no, it's open. You gotta say what's real. And it's a
Yeah,
whore home. It's a whore home.
it's a
But
horrible.
whore home.
Like
It's
we got that quote from this rug that my friend sent me a like screenshot of. It literally says it's not a whorehouse, it's a whore home.
I like it makes it sound much cozier and
Yes.
welcoming.
I mean,
Oh, look.
my we've talked about this before. Like there's been times where people are just Winnie the Poohing here.
Mhm.
And you know what that
Bottom.
means, right? I'm sorry. It means no bottom,
No.
no bottom. So you're only wearing the shirt and nothing else.
Huh, okay.
Yeah,
We
and
need to put
people
Winnie
have
the
tiles. You're
Winnie
sitting on
the
tiles here. It's not like you're just sitting bare booty on furniture, but it's just like yeah, no bottoms at all. And it's just like I'm
Mhm.
always approved as be the last one to expose because I'm shy.
right.
So.
I've been to houses like that before where most most people are just walking around naked or with just a shirt on or whatever, but I don't think anyone should feel like they have to go.
Oh,
You know,
I never
like
feel like I have to. It always feels like I'm the last one to do it though. It's like, okay, I'll do it.
It's about your
but
confidence as well, you know? I feel like stuff like that contributes to confidence.
Oh no,
yeah,
I'm just very prudish. I'm a
Mhm.
prude.
you sound so
Ah,
prudish.
ah.
Versus some of us that are a little more desensitized to nudity
Oh,
where we
because like I
like, yeah,
like
you're naked.
I did the BDSM test and I'm a 100% voyeur and I'm
Mhm.
a masochist. And I'm okay with that. Rope bunny 100%, all those 100%. But when it comes to me
Hot.
actually being just nude, walking around, it's like, okay, the light's still on.
I need to take that test. I've had a friend who's taken it. She found out she was quite the dominatrix and had no idea before she took that
Right?
test. But
Yeah.
I think you should take it. Like I do it. I'll tell everybody to do it once a year because your taste will always change. Things that you were into last year, you're not into this year, or things like you probably experienced once and be like, oh my God,
yeah.
I could
Mhm.
do more of this. Yes, and then it grows more and more, and then you realize something about yourself, and your
Mhm.
sexual prowess, And so I always find it very interesting. So next question. So like since you've been around a year, you haven't worked with everybody. Who have you not worked with? Give me your top five that
Who
you
have I
want to work
not
with,
worked with?
that
Oh
you want to
gosh.
work with, that you want to work with.
Okay.
Who are you? Who are you just like on the edge, like, oh my
Just
God,
itching to
I
work
gotta
with.
work with them. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could come up with five. I'll try, but male, Danny Mountain.
Okay.
And I showed up to set one time and he was there and I was like, what? You weren't on the list. Like, why are you here? Like, are you filling in for someone? I was so excited. He was an extra.
Oh,
I'm like, what? Like this, okay.
like, come on, I could have fucked him. He's right
Yeah.
here.
And then I would say female Kendra Lust. I've had a
Oh.
thing for Kendra Lust since, I mean, for years, maybe
Mhm.
10 years. And she was coming to Vegas one time. We were going to shoot content and she ran out of time and something happened. It didn't happen. So those are the two people right off the top of my head. I mean, there there's so many people, but I can't think of any specific names right now. So that's unfortunately all you're going to get. I did already make a lot of content though. In the very beginning of everything, I had my porn star collection is what I called it.
Mhm.
Where I just went around and made content with AVN Hall of Famers. So I as like Tommy Gunn, Marcus London, um, Nick Manning, like it just so I feel like I kind of got all the famous porn stars out of the way in the very beginning before I even started professional myself. So
Mhm.
um, I've had a lot of good times with them. But yeah, Danny Mountain and Kendra Lust are my two where I'm like, this will be the day where I'm jumping up and down, squealing in excitement when I get to work with them. But yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
Hey, it will.
Listen
It
to me
will.
here.
Speaking it into existence. It
And
definitely
it's
will.
it's gonna mess around and happen in January. She's gonna be saying, you know what happened? That podcast came out like right before AVN, and like they happen to hear like, hey.
I
Kendra, someone wants to
Entirely.
work with you. It's this beautiful, 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 beautiful woman. And you're like, oh, who is she? Who is she? Oh, her name is Krystal, Kendra, and like she is lusting after you right now. You should give
yes,
her a you should give her a
I like
taste,
that. I like
and then
that.
you should give her a taste, and you'll feel a spark. You know,
Feel that.
Look
But
at you.
word combination.
You're quite the writer over here.
Word combination, and then like yeah, and then you'll like it would be like the scene we made, and then bam, be
Hot.
nominated, but not be nominated for something.
Yes.
you
Yeah,
never
there you go.
know. That's
I,
possible.
unfortunately, and I've heard so many people say it too, like women around my age, close to 40, and in their 40s, they don't do enough MILF on MILF videos. Like you don't really see those too often. And so since she's considered a MILF and I'm considered a MILF, it's like we're gonna have to make it happen ourselves because I don't think any company, I mean, I don't know. Do you two know of companies that do something like that? Because
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. It's not
right?
that many.
I've
No?
yet to
It's
find it.
it's I think it's at least one. They do because but most of them always have like they always want a young guy inside there somewhere. If it's too
Yeah.
even if it's like that annoying neighbor or that or this is my stepson, Benjamin. Hi, Benjamin. You
Hmm.
Or
know,
the young
and
plumber. Yeah.
Yeah, I
or
feel like that's what I see the most when I've
Yep.
done the MILF stuff. Yeah, you're
because
right. They don't have enough interaction.
I know, and I'm gonna say them because Girls Way, because they have Girls Way males, but they also
Mhm.
like they always have like at least a young gentleman in there, or sometimes a third girl, a young lady in there, but they have to be
Mhm.
like, they're, oh, I'm home from college, whatever. And, that
Yeah.
whole scenario, whatever,
Yep.
or it's like, oh, you've grown so much in more ways than once,
You're
you
so
know.
big now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gone. Yep.
Oh, I've seen a few of those.
A few. I think that's 99% of the videos I've been in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Right?
that's
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I get it. I get that, but I do think it would be fun to switch it up every now and then, and do like, I mean, even if we did like a group of MILFs that, there was the garden boy over, whatever. Okay, fine. But I think that lots of people would enjoy the MILF on MILF action. I mean, I would.
Absolutely. I think
I
that
just
would
think
be hot. Like,
I know
I'm
there's definitely
envisioning
a site that just
like
has MILF on MILF, and because there's videos with gifts out there, and everybody has their own taste, whatever, And the thing is with
mhm,
me is this, it's like not calling anybody old, but they're calling maybe people MILF at age 27, and it's
Yep.
just like that, like that's not MILF-ish. You could like 'cause technically you can be a parent you can be a MILF at age 18 technically, but like
mhm.
younger than that. But you can be a
Yeah.
MILF at 18. But like the thing is like I think 27 is too young to be a MILF.
Yeah.
But
A lot of people say that, and I've asked directors and producers and stuff
Mhm.
that question, and they say it all depends on their look, and I'm sure you've heard the same thing. If they look more mature or sophisticated or whatever, and they're 26, 27, then they're put in that MILF category. But then I know girls who are in their 30s, who are MILFs, and they're still in the younger girl category, and like somewhere you'd expect girls in their early 20s, 18 to 25 or whatnot, because they look young and they sound younger and whatever.
yeah,
So
I'm not
it,
gonna say
I
Yeah.
names.
guess it's just the
I'm not gonna
look,
say names
but
right now. I'll tell you after the podcast because I don't want people to know her age. I don't know if she wants to share it, but like she's 25. And me and
yeah.
Sarah were talking about her before we came on, but
Mhm.
she looks like she's still 17.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with her because she's an absolute sweetheart. She's
Mhm.
one of the sweetest girls you can meet.
She's young.
She
She just
Yeah,
just
has
she
looks
looks
she
really
just
young.
has a
young.
very, very super young face. And because like she's, very petite and or like an A cup, whatever, it makes her look even younger. And so like personally I can't watch that because she looks too young. And
Yeah.
that's just a personal
Yeah.
preference. I have like you gotta look like you've been through some things, like you've been through some wars for me to really want to watch you.
Yes,
Like
limits
Rode
on your
hard and put away
face.
wet. Yeah.
yeah, like you did a like a 9 to 10 year bid somewhere. Okay, I can watch you. You look like you at least 28, 29. I can
Yeah.
watch. Okay, but if you look like you still like gotta turn in your assignment to your 12th grade English teacher, I can't watch you.
And that's how it should be.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
whoever
need
that
some
is, though,
experience.
she's going to appreciate that as she gets into her 30s and 40s
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
there's another girl that I know that's 33 that's still, but she purposely makes herself look like she's young.
Mhm.
This other girl
Mhm.
doesn't. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, there's definitely well, it all has to do with your look for sure, but as far as the older women in the industry, like 30s and 40s, they should put us together more because it would be super hot. A lot of us who are I love women just as much as I love men, but I feel uncomfortable working with someone that looks super young too. Like, and so it's but they always do it. They always want to put someone my age with someone super young, and that's cool. I get it. That's our job. You know, we don't pick who we work with all the time.
Mhm.
But and I have had a great shoots with younger people in their early 20s as well. But there's nothing wrong with switching it up every now and then, you know, put Crystal Sparks with someone who's in their 30s or 40s and the
Mhm.
younger, you know, and like switch it up because people ask for it all the time. And, you know, I'm like, I don't pick what the title is,
I
you know.
feel that a lot of times in the industry, and this is just things I've seen for a long time, is that they are so focused on what has worked compared to what they can
Mhm.
try to make it work, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
sense. And
One has,
because it's so much of a fear because it costs at the end of the day it does cost money. They are paying like
Mhm.
you two ladies to perform on camera. And so that costs, production costs, all this stuff costs whatever. And
Mhm.
then like the other talent costs whatever. And so they always had to say, so what's gonna make our money back the most? And then they're also thinking, will this win us an award? Um
Yeah.
Instead of like what will fans really want, because at the end of the day, most of the fans most of the fans don't care about what award like what scenes get nominated. They're just
yeah.
thinking, oh, is this gonna be sexy enough so I can get a nut?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Exactly.
Perfectly put. Exactly. Yeah.
And
But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just because for me, I can't watch a scene if the storyline isn't good. I don't like Gonzo. A lot of people just love Gonzo. I
Yeah.
need I need to know the story. Like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay. Crystal is setting up her high school reunion, and then Kendra was the class president. They linked up, and like randomly, Crystal starts playing in Kendra's hair, and she's like, back in college, I always had a crush on you. But you were really popular and I was gonna talk to you. She'll say back, oh girl, I didn't know. You say, yeah. And then it goes into the scene, whatever. Like I
He's
know why
writing
you're
our script
there.
for us,
I know,
Kendra.
I know, I know, I know why you're
Hey.
excited. I know the story and
Yeah.
I need a storyline in order for me to enjoy any scene. Because otherwise I just can't watch it.
That's very interesting. I don't hear many people say that. I hear most people say they fast forward past the storyline and get to the hot part. But that's very interesting that
After
you
the
do that.
sex starts, I might fast forward, but if I know the exact reason why you're there, like
Mhm.
if it just starts, this is like, oh, this is the scene. This is just
Huh.
sex.
I would feel like
Okay.
more females um think that way because females, right, we're not visual like men.
Mhm.
We're it's in our head, you know.
Yeah.
So I think like a lot of the lesbian sites, they're very story oriented.
Mhm.
Um, but
Well,
yeah,
only
you're
only
very
only
you have
only
very
only watch
interesting
Girl Girl.
mind.
I only watch Girl and Girl Machine. So that kind of, but
Yeah, that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Contributes to it. Yeah.
But even when like I'm recording Sarah do her stuff, like, on occasion, like I say, this storyline can work. I give the ideas for like, okay, do try this could work, maybe. Just so I don't
Mhm.
know. Because I always try to look at it when I'm recording, like from my perspective, what would I like to watch,
Mhm.
like here going into a scene before y'all just start doing whatever y'all already know how to do as talent to make fans fall in love. Like the lead up, let me help you out. But after that, y'all can go buck wild.
So is it the Gonzo that you don't like, which is just obviously freestyle, or would you not mind Gonzo if it had a storyline up before they got into the sex part?
Because like it's like there's usually like with Gonzo, it's no. Like for example, there's this Gonzo scene that I crossed the other day. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, you could tell, that this person's a teacher and this person is her student.
Hmm.
Okay, but why y'all having sex? Like,
But they didn't line it up.
I was just okay. Y'all just are
It's
having
just
sex.
not normal.
Okay. Is this preordained? Was like she did she need extra credit or something or was this something that's been going on before you were a teacher and this is your excuse or like is she your teacher's assistant and y'all just hooked up? I don't know.
Even if it's, I feel like for him, even if it's a simple intro, it works. Even if it's
Yeah.
just 2 minutes of dialogue, just introducing why we're about to do this, I feel like it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Gonzo thing I've ever shot, they've at least had us do like I did one with Lucky Fate one time where they started us off in the elevator and we
Mhm.
just side-eyed each other, and then the next thing you know we were in the hotel room and I was like, well, I'm here and my husband isn't, but I really want to mess around with you. And he's like, oh, is your husband okay with that? And I was like, yeah, in fact, he's going to love it. It'll make him so excited, blah, blah, blah. And then we just went at it because after that it was gone. So is that all you need? I mean,
I
I'm
would,
just
I would,
finding
I would, I would recommend more than that
fascinating.
because the thing is this, because via what you just said, so you
Yeah.
Mhm.
said your husband would love it. So in my brain, in my missing out, you would need to set up a Skype call or something call on the side so your husband is like watching, like, yeah, you're not here, but he's gonna satisfy me in the way that you want you, like in the way you want while I'm getting done. So pretend this is you while he does me, you
Why am
know.
I getting turned on right now? I
I've,
don't.
I've literally done that. It is so
So
fucking good.
and like
I,
it's things like that. It's like I joke with her like because they can't see me right here. They can't see me right now. I've told her it's like to do something like this, like you're on a Zoom call, and then like say like, oh, you're way over there, whatever where you're at, and two people are on a Zoom call, masturbating, right, talking to each other, and you can say, "Oh, my husband's on a Zoom call. You can't see him right now, but he's watching us." And like no one can see me. He doesn't even have to be here. He can get to be a there could be a voice over later, of him saying, "Yeah, yeah." Like you can hear him pretending that he's masturbating to what they're doing, even though he's not even there. You know, so
Yes.
it's things like that just in my brain. But like for me, I need the extra little inside the scenes.
You want it to be more real
Yeah,
in your head. Yeah. I get
I'm
that.
a
I get that.
realist.
But you don't hear that from men too often.
Yeah,
So
like for example, someone did a scene in my kitchen, and yes, my it's
was
yeah.
it you?
no, no, no,
No,
no, no, no,
I just
no. Check
heard
this
of
out. Check
this.
this out. Check this out. So, no, you haven't heard this one yet. Like
No?
in my old house,
Oh.
every room is on the internet with sex, from my bathroom to my kitchen, my outside, my garage, my old place, except for my room. And my room was used in a safer work scene, but it was for a different, not even porn related. This house, they've infiltrated my living room, my pool house, and my kitchen so far. So this person, like, they just was gonna do a blowjob scene on the table, and so we got them to do like a whole like, oh, this person is at a hotel. They just got everybody sucking up blood. It's vampires, whatever. So when she starts sucking, she looked up, and then all of a sudden she has that fake blood dripping down because she had some like she's a vampire, and then she gives a blowjob, whatever, and it's like okay, like everybody has been hurt, like been bit, and now she's giving you a blowjob just to say, tell you this is what you're about to experience when you fully turn. Okay, I know why you're giving. Even this is just like a blowjob, like a fake blowjob. Like it's not human. It's like like the dick, the dildo. She's giving it to. So it's like I know what's going on, and I need that. I need that.
I get it. I get
Even
it
even the
totally.
yeah. So I'm sorry.
Very interesting. I just find it fascinating how different people's brains work. Like there's, and that's one of the reasons I love working in this industry so much is because you can really see everyone is so different. Everyone's into something different.
Mhm.
There's something out there for everyone. I've done it before. Thought of the craziest, weirdest porn, anything I could think of, armpits, eyelids, ears, just like there's something with everything.
I've
So I love it.
I've had somebody on my podcast when we first started doing this a long time ago that they said someone requested from them. Like you know how you put your hand under your armpit and make the fart sound?
No
They
way.
just wanted her fully clothed, mind you, or in like she's like she'd be wearing what Sarah's wearing right now, just
Mhm.
doing the sound, and that's it. Like you can wear you can be wearing a dress like you're wearing, and just making the fart sound. No, like he didn't care if she was naked or not. He just wanted the fart sound for like a few minutes, and I'm like,
I wish
that's
I got
different.
those people.
I'm like,
I
that's different.
it's
Mhm.
diff Yeah, I would be so happy. Like I wonder how much he was paying her, how much he offered to pay her for that.
I forget,
Did
but
he
like
mention?
it was more than 100 she got. I know
Oh,
it was more
she,
than that, and I think he only wanted like 4 or 5 minutes of her doing that.
huh,
So it
very
wasn't
interesting.
it wasn't it wasn't that
Love
long. It
that for
wasn't that
her.
much, and she didn't
Yeah,
have to get
right?
naked. So she
Hmm.
didn't have to penetrate. She could have did that like just randomly one, and he didn't care if she was wearing makeup or not. He just
Uh,
wanted her to do that, and I'm like,
Come my way, I'll do it for you.
Right? Those are awesome. Mhm.
I
so
get the request where it's like, will you sit on the toilet and poop and put your finger in it and send it to me? I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck's wrong with you? No, you could not pay me enough to do that. Like, I have
Yeah.
to be healthy for the next, rest of my life.
I've never understood scat.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
I guess you're into what you're into, but
I
yeah,
mean,
that's,
that's a lot of things that I get that I understand
you know,
because like I'm extremely podophobic, so I understand when people like feet, but please don't show me your foot. You'll literally make my dick go soft.
Yeah.
everyone's different.
So
Exactly. Everyone has different kinks for sure.
And yeah, that's definitely one of the things going back to the very beginning, full circle, that I love about the industry is
Mhm.
there's a place for everyone. I mean,
Exactly.
I had a girlfriend not too long ago message me and she's like, "Oh, my husband is trying to talk me into getting starting an OnlyFans. Like, do you think I should do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, do if you guys if it's going to be fun for you." And she's like, "But do you think that I could watch like some of your stuff so I could kind of get an idea of like what to do or how to do it, blah, blah, blah?" And she goes, "But I don't want to do this, this, or this." And I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Let's just stop right there." It was like, whatever you and your husband want to do, like,
Mhm.
that's what you should do because there's going to be
Exactly.
someone out there who wants to pay money to watch it. So,
I think
Absolutely.
people fail to realize that because they watch so much of a certain genre that they like to watch, but they know they won't do, that they feel that they are required to do that. Because the thing is, like, people don't understand, like, you're only going to do what you're comfortable in doing. Like, there's a lot of porn performers in this industry that won't do, like, anal, for example, but that doesn't mean you have to do anal, you know?
no,
Like,
Mhm.
so it's a lot of, and people don't realize, like, oh, they're always doing, like, DP or double penetration, whatever. That don't mean
Mhm.
you have to do double penetration, you know?
Exactly.
right,
If you're absolutely 100% straight and you don't want to do stuff with another female, that don't mean you have to do stuff with, people don't
Mhm.
understand like you're not forced to do anything, you
right.
know.
Yeah. And if you feel like you are, you shouldn't be doing it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's my number one thing. If something makes you feel bad about yourself or feel whatever way and it's not good, you don't have to do it. Another thing I love about the industry.
So
Exactly.
let me ask you this. Okay, so since you're a year in, let's say for the next 3 years, what is your goals?
My goals,
Yeah,
well,
yours.
um, Well, first of all, I do want to gain more traction in the industry, get my, name and face out there more. I'm going on my second year doing it professionally, so I know it's still, you know, people get into the industry and they think, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then I'll just be hugely famous. And, no, it takes
I'm
time.
gonna tell you one
Um,
thing though. You've been nominated for an award, and most people there's performers that I've known that went 6 years without even getting one nomination. So
Mhm.
you're doing more. But keep on going. I'm sorry.
I'm very excited about that. And
Mhm.
yeah, the first time I heard that, someone, I forget who said it, and they're like, "Oh, I saw you were nominated." First of all, I didn't even know about it. I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, well, that's cool, I guess." And then I didn't win it. So I was a little disappointed. But then someone else came up to me. I want to say Texas Patty. She came up to me and she's the sweetest. I love her to death. And she goes, um, girl, this is your first year. Do you know how unheard of that is? Like, people actually see you out there. Like, some girls have
Mhm.
worked really, really hard for that. So I'm so grateful for that. But I do kind of, my goal is to get my name out there, everything, get to know as many people as I can behind the camera. And then I do eventually want to start my own production company, um, and get more on the creative side of things, I guess you could say, whether it's editing or making, our own videos or whatever it is. I want to make a whole profession around it. And there's so many things that so many people could be doing, whether it's, awareness for the girls or awareness for the guys. I feel like the guys often get overlooked in the industry a lot. We always
Mhm.
think about what the girls need and what they're thinking and if they're comfortable. And like you showed us today, men sometimes do think about more than just the surface stuff. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I really like to make a whole thing out of that. But also, one of the main reasons I got into the industry is, this is kind of out of left field, but in my 3-year plan, I'm saving money to go to South Africa, and I want to stay. They have these like um they're not called reservations. Why am I not thinking of the word right now? Basically, where you go and you stay in a tent, um and you save elephants. You go around and you find like abandoned,
Mhm.
orphaned baby elephants, that I'm also obsessed with elephants as much as I am with plants, and it makes me so sad to think that 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, maybe it'll be
Mhm.
100. It'll be something that you only see in a book.
Yeah.
Um, so I already donate probably more money than I should when it comes to, I've adopted 4 elephants now that I support. But that's another goal of mine is getting over to South Africa. So that it's kind of weird. I guess most people probably think that, oh, she got into porn, so she could do that. But
I'm gonna tell you this though. Seeing an elephant in the wild is like something like people see them in the zoo or in the circus all the time, but seeing them in the wild is a sight. 'Cause I've been to Africa. I've been to Ghana, Africa, and I was in Mole, I believe Mole, Ghana, Africa. They were just some just walking past my hotel room, and it was just it's a sight because it doesn't seem real
yeah,
when you
like
see
you're in a
animals.
movie.
Yeah, because because you're so used to just seeing them, and it's horrible, chained up, or doing this, whatever, and
Mhm.
just seeing them live their life, and no one's trying to kill them or trying to enslave them or trap them. Like just seeing them be is just a visual, just like
Yeah, and imagine no one ever getting to have that amazing experience. And not only, but they're geniuses. They're so majestic, and I don't know. There's just I've always loved them, and I would like to have play a big part in saving them. But yeah, so that's I guess making a whole deal out of the industry as far as in front of and behind the camera. I'd like to play all those different roles. I've played a PA for someone a few times, and that's fun too. And I guess you kind of have to do that stuff in order to really grasp the whole thing. But I don't want to just stop there. And
Mhm.
the elephant thing, and the next 3 years, that's a little too soon. If we went into 5 years, eventually my husband and I are going to turn our house into a sort of a place for lifestyle parties. So
I used to say 5 years, but then people
Mhm.
will be like, I don't like, I don't. They'd be
give
like,
it to
they'd be
Krystal
like,
once
I
they
say
get
five, like,
there.
they'd be like, I don't know. I'm gonna do it in the next 5 hours, trying to think about the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to dream, even if it doesn't actually happen. I think
Mhm.
having hope and aspirations are um, something that we should all do.
I
So
agree.
Yeah. I
I
feel like
really
my
wish you
5 year
well with
plan
that. Go
I
ahead.
feel like my 5 year plan kind of might change every year, but I still like doing that with those New Year resolutions, kind of taking your time to journal, figure out, okay, what do I want this next year? What do I want these next 3 years, these next 5 years? Despite it changing, it's going to change with the way that you evolve.
100%. Yeah, but still it's fun. It's fun to do that, and it helps you to pay attention more to who you are and what you want, because we all
Mhm.
do evolve on a regular basis. I tell people all the time, someone gave me the advice, I guess, when I was like 22, I think, and I was going to break up with a boyfriend or not break up with them, whatever. And well, she was my older sister. She goes, "Girl, you're not even going to be the same person in 10 years that you are today. You won't even know you won't be anywhere near close to what you are now." And that was some solid advice, because I ended up breaking up with him and it was hard, but I'm so glad I did, because I am not the same person in any way, shape, or form that I used to
Yeah.
be. But how do you know that if you don't pay attention to what you want and what you're working for? And like, I don't want that anymore. Now I'm going to turn this way. So
Then I
yeah,
always
even if it all doesn't happen, so what? It's still fun.
I always think also like you realize how old you'll be in that 5 year, because I like in 5 years I'll be almost 50. So I'll be in my late 40s. So it's kind of like
I
like
never thought about it that way.
so it's like what I want to accomplish before I turn 50, you know? Because yeah,
I never would
because
have guessed that. You have one of those young faces. You would
I'm
not be considered a MILF.
yeah I'm
Well,
old.
see, mind
I
you,
usually get and
I
I have
would
my hair in my face too, so I look a little older. So.
in 5 years, I will be 32. So
Oh,
we're
that's a good age.
getting there, right?
32 is a good age. I had a lot of fun. 32. I will be a 43, so yeah.
I'll be
But
46.
Mhm.
I hear
Yes.
I hear women, they get into their prime in their
47
40s.
maybe.
So
Mm.
I'm excited
I
for that.
I've heard because part of it is also like, yes, you have that maturity as especially as opposed to our 20s. We're kind of young and dumb, but you have that maturity. You kind of know more about life in general too, and how to, a little more about sexual experiences. You don't have as many awkward times together, you kind of get to show up with confidence and know exactly what you want.
I think that's very true. I also think that the older you get, and I've heard other people say this, um, the older you get, the less you give a fuck about what other people think about you. So, like, sort of, it ties into what you just said. You show up for yourself
Mm-hmm.
more, than always being so concerned and worried what other people are thinking. So you, in that way, have more fun. You are more confident. So
Yeah,
just, I'm looking forward to the day where I don't give a fuck, I guess.
I get that. Yeah.
You're not like, oh no, what I just said was so stupid, or does this person like think this of me now? And you're like spending hours stressing yourself out about something that doesn't even matter, and the other person probably did not give a second of thought to.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward.
there's something that happened when this is like about like 10 years ago that the person may not even have noticed it, but it stays in
Mm-hmm.
my brain because I went to a party, whatever, and like it was a adult pool, like a party, whatever. It's a pool party. I knock on the door, and this person answers the door butt naked. Usually, I can cut off my like my male side, whatever. It's like okay, nudity, but I gave them a full body scan before I could say hello because like I wasn't prepared. And like
Yeah,
and to my day, I still feel that like this person may have not even thought about it, but I feel like at some point they thought I was a little creepy for that little like it was like it was more so like a in my brain like a damn moment, but it was just like yeah, so like and
Nobody's,
that still sits with me. That was 10 years ago.
exactly, exactly what I'm saying. But you know what? Also, you shouldn't let that consume so much of your time because the person who opened that door like that wanted you to look them up and down. Or, why would you
yeah,
just be open when I'm opening a door up to somebody like that? It's because I want you to look at me. So
I
maybe if
think
you
I,
didn't
I
do
think
exactly.
I think I
that,
think I
they
think
would
it's
be
more
like, why isn't he
so
looking?
I think it's more so because of the reputation I've built up about how people view me as a
Mm-hmm.
person compared to, how everybody else is. Because I'm not gonna be the one like, oh, you're naked, and be aggressive with it. I
Mm-mm.
just like in my brain, usually I'm the one who just checks it off and it's like, okay, nudity, and just ignore it. But at that very moment, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared to see it. I'm like,
She was probably
Yeah.
very happy about that then.
Right? Like for real.
I would
You're
be like,
literally
why did
ready,
does
but
am I looking like ugly today? Why isn't he looking at me? I'm butt ass naked. But I get that about, we put a lot of time and effort into our persona or our reputation. So, but you don't come across as a creep to me. So
no, I'm not. No, no, I'm not. It was just that very initial moment. Because
yeah.
me and her have spoken many a times since then. We're friends, whatever. But in the back of my brain, it's kind of like,
Did you
uh,
ever tell her that? Did you ever tell
nah.
her what you just
I,
said? No?
because she probably didn't even think nothing of it and forgot all about it. Because like me,
Yeah.
mhm.
me and her have had conversation about my hair before. Because I have dreads. Like we've had conversations about dreads before and stuff like that. And that was way after. So it's kind of like, but it just
Yeah.
sits in my brain, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it explains what I said, but perfectly.
yeah.
We oftentimes get hung up on things that we didn't
Mhm.
spend way too long thinking about it when the other person maybe
Listen.
didn't even notice it, but yeah, and in our 40s and our 50s and the older we get, we care less about that, so it leaves more time to be yourself and have fun. So I'm looking forward to that. But I couldn't go past the 5 year because yeah, I'm just gonna.
I mean, I
Right?
figured, I
Yeah,
figured,
you
I
won't.
figured that question was easier than me asking how many more plants did you want to have in the next 3 years.
Oh my God. What are
I
your
already
plant
know I'm
goals?
gonna have a plant shop by then, so I'll have as many as I want.
Right? Plant goals.
No, like
That's
no, no. Okay,
why
people,
have I not used
people,
that hashtag
people who are
before?
listening on the audio,
Thank
y'all didn't
you.
see her face when I said that because like the number that probably popped up in her brain was really, really, really high.
Mhm.
I love that for her. She's so
I'm gonna have
That
to
funny.
different
recount
energy.
them now because I feel like I gave you inaccurate information.
I'm very curious.
I'll have to
Very
message you
curious.
guys. I just counted, and this is well. I just ordered like the 10 more plants,
Hmm.
so I'm probably up to 300 by now.
Oh wow,
That's
Probably
awesome.
in Las Vegas, which is,
really
my
high.
backyard is like a rainforest. My house is like a rainforest.
Hmm. That's
So
kind
in the
of
middle
insane.
of the desert. I love
Mhm.
it.
I love
See, I
that for
have
you.
I have I have three plants in my house, and I have a fruit tree. That's all I got right now.
Oh, well, have you gotten your fruit tree to bear any fruit yet?
Oh well, this one, yes, is a lemon tree.
Oh, well, there you go. I have a lemon tree and I've had it for 4 years and it hasn't done shit. So you're doing something better than me when it,
Well,
your lemon tree
these
is
the two like this is where I live at now, and where I just moved from, like they were already established. Like where I just moved from, I had a peach tree, and
Mhm.
I think that's the reason I had to move because my landlord sold the place because it was so many peaches this year that the branch broke.
Oh, yeah,
So
I
like
know.
it was hanging, and he was gonna come clip it, but like it was hanging, and I went to XRCO. And
Mhm.
like when I came back, the arm was broke. So in between the time I left to go to XRCO and came back from the award show, the arm broke
Mhm.
from being too heavy from peaches.
Too many peaches.
Yeah, we did a photo shoot
Yeah.
with it. I'm just glad I was able to do a photo shoot with it
Nice.
before the tree broke.
Oh, poor
We did
thing.
it
Um,
with both with the actual peach blossoms and with the actual peaches. So
Oh,
that was
I
great.
bet that was beautiful.
Mm,
yeah.
I don't,
absolutely.
I did it again. Now we're talking about plants again.
No,
Right? I just love plants.
I love talking about what you enjoy, you know, because that's it's your passion. Like you love sex, but there's only so much you can say about, you know, about sex. But when it
Yeah.
comes down to like who you are as, you know, the hot wife Sadie, you know, you love plants. You love the elephants and helping out with causes. You know, you love that, you know, all the little things that you get to do with your husband, whatever,
Those
and that he's
spicy things.
comfortable.
Healthy
And
things.
so, but we can, and you can see the joy in your face talking
Mhm.
about these plants. And so, like people who are listening on the audio, you can't see it. Like this video is on our YouTube. Just fast forward to like where these parts are at, and you can see the joy in her face because her face breaks all the way up. And it's just like, and it makes you smile. So if you need a smile and you want to see her face smiling, I'm telling you, go find this video real quick and you'll see this joy and the smile on her face. It'll make you excited. 'Cause I'm smiling over here, you know.
Well, good. I like that you guys do that on your podcast that because it is important, I think, for people to listen and hear and see that people in the industry are people with interests and hobbies and, other things besides just the sex. And yeah, I think that's nice.
I think that also goes into why I like storyline because
Mhm.
I don't want to see like I know like this is you playing a character. So just like in a movie, you know, when something happens, you know what the storyline is about. You know, like it builds you into it. And
Yep.
like, but the thing is, like, once you as a character goes home, you live a normal, like, you know, a like somewhat normal life. You know, you're
Normal to
not
us.
Exactly.
your legs aren't open like the entire time you're home right now.
Right.
You know, and like people aren't just going up. It's like, oh, I'm your pool boy, and you're having sex like on a random Tuesday. You know,
Right? It's not the way people fantasize it. Okay, we have regular lives here too. We do
Yes.
regular things.
Yes.
yeah.
Although the pool boy thing would be hot if that happened in real life. But I have yet to have hot firefighter, hot policeman, hot pool boy, hot gardener. Where are they at? Because
I
they don't come to
know.
my house.
I've
Hmm.
been I've been joking since I like where I just moved and have a pool now. Like until I
Hmm.
finish the privacy fence, I'm not letting anybody do anything like outside. But I know as soon as I do get a privacy fence, a lot more people are going to be having sex in my pool house just simply because it's like right next to the pool and it's like, oh, water's glistening all over your body. Let me go lick it off.
God.
Yeah,
Right?
Hot.
Come on. We just started off in the pool and then go to the pool house. Bam.
because you
Perfect
can't have
scene.
sex outside. I don't want anybody like to hear, "Ah," you
I
know.
know. See, that's why you just do the intro outside by the pool and then the rest you just go inside.
Yeah, so
I like
but
doing that.
we are running out of time. What do you have coming up? Like what scenes are we have coming up? And note this will air this will come out in December. So what do you have that probably just came out or what do you have coming up?
Well, one that I think it just came out this morning, Penthouse with myself and Nathan Bronson.
Love Nathan
Okay.
Bronson. I do.
So yeah, I think I feel like he's in like 90% of the pornos out there. You see him all over the place. Him and
Mhm.
Ryan King, I see them a lot. But I have that one that just came out today, and that one I'm excited to see. I don't always watch all of mine,
Mhm.
but the storyline and all of that is quite interesting. So I'm excited to see that one. And then one that I just recently shot, Kenny Kong, a couple days ago. That's my most recent one. He just has like clips and stuff. I think he has a site where he just puts like little teasers all over the place.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but other than that, I have the AVN nomination party this week, so I kind of have this week open
Are you going to
because
the
that includes
Exodus?
I am not quite sure yet if I'm going because to that one, just because I've never been to an XBiz
Mhm.
convention before. I don't think because last year was my first year professionally. So I did it, or I'm sorry, the year before that I started. Then last year I did AVN at my agent's booth and a little bit at the AVN booth. But I didn't know at that time, like, how to get in with other booths. So this year I have my wonderful publicist who you two are familiar with, and he's really helped me a lot in, how to do this, how to do that. So we do have a meeting as far as me going to XBiz and getting into a booth. Um, but last year, I don't think my agent partakes in anything really but AVN. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe you'll see me there.
Well, XBiz is the X3 whole X3 convention that's in January
Right.
and it's out here in LA. But
Mhm.
I
Oh,
just
is it?
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
For some reason, I thought someone said it was in New York this year or something, and I
No,
was like, well,
no, Exotica bounces around. There's
okay.
XBiz Miami, which is more so for content creators and
Mhm.
overseas people and stuff like that. It's like the worldwide one, not the one that's in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Then you have the XBiz Awards for the mainstream porn performers. That's usually a few days before before AVN in January. So the week
Mhm.
before AVN is going to be a few conferences, then the X3 convention, and then the actual award show. And
Yeah.
the XBiz nomination party is Wednesday, and the AVN nomination party is Thursday of this week. And so I usually go to X3.
Mhm.
I don't always go to the award shows outside of Urban X Awards, XRCO. Those are the
Mhm.
main two I go to. Um, but it's usually basically all these events, whatever, especially more so the award shows and some conventions, but more so like the award show nomination parties, is a big network cesspool, especially
Mhm.
for the ones that are industry only. And the nomination parties and
Mhm.
XRCO award show, that's industry only. So no fans are usually there. It's usually somebody that's in the industry in some capacity. Not
Mhm.
saying what they do, but they're in the industry under some capacity. And it's always good to just, say hi.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's why I'm definitely going to the AVN nomination party. But we'll see what Don says about. I think he wants me to go to both. So, and
Mm,
if I'm in
Yeah.
LA and they're 2 days in a row, like it's not like since I'm in Vegas,
yeah.
it's not like I'd have to go there, come back, and you go there again. So why not? I'm just not too. I've never been to one, so I'm not too familiar with that. So we'll see, but it is exactly what you say. It's all about networking, but that's what so much of it is, really.
But
Girl.
well, since we got to wrap it up, can you please tell everybody where they can find you?
Oh yeah. So on what how do we say this? X, formerly known as Twitter.
Mhm.
It's Krystal Sparks. Just Krystal Sparks 87. And then with let's see, Instagram, it's PS Krystal Sparks. Krystal is spelled with a K and a Y, like KY jelly. I didn't do that on purpose. But Krystal, and then Sparks, Sparks. If you look it up with a C, you will find something much different. So there's another Crystal Sparks out there, but it has more to do with religion
Oh,
than porn. So I have to say with a
Okay.
K, with a K. And yeah, I'd say Twitter and Instagram or X, whatever is no one's ever gonna call it X. So
Right? I still call it Twitter.
and you can find her at crystalsparks.com where you can
yes.
go to her website and get all the stuff.
Yes, yes, you can. There's also the website. Thank you for that.
Okay, Sarah, where can they find you really quick?
You guys can find me on iamsarahlees.com. All of my links and my social media will be on there.
And you can find us at the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on X, Blue Sky, and Facebook.
Hmm.
You can find me at RAWSEARR on Blue Sky, Twitter, and on X. Uh, Again, Miss Crystal, thanks for coming on. You're a joy, a pleasure.
Thank you for
This was very, very fun, especially because it was last
Hmm.
minute, and I had more fun than I thought I would. And John, thanks for hooking this up, and we appreciate you all. We'll see you all next week. Be well, stay blessed, and you know what? Stay amazing.